Dollar Sedona says that the whole recording session driving here didn't get recorded, so we're gonna just do everything all over again. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome. I am returned. I got myself this fancy dash camera here that records pretty good audio. I've already done some testing on it earlier this morning. However, I started the car up before I put the SD card in, so I don't know if it started the recording on the way here. Probably didn't. That's okay. Basically, this was not the way to turn. Actually, can I get out this way? Yeah, I can get out this way. Basically, I figured, I have this dash cam, it records pretty good audio as long as I turn my music down. Whenever I go drive about, I always pretend I'm some, YouTuber, right? And I'm, vlogging or whatever, but I never really had a camera until now. Are you guys going to get greened? Well, then I'm going to go. I don't know why they are stopped. They must be red still. So, where have I been? Okay, so ever since I stopped really doing YouTube, I got a job that pays a salary, a good job, and I moved out. I was living at my parents' house. I was just a fresh college grad, and I moved out, and now I am living on my own, almost an hour away from my parents. I live pretty much in Washington, D.C. You can see the monument. We'll probably end up seeing the monument and the Pentagon as we drive in. I'll try to arrow them out because they'll probably be in the distance. The Pentagon should be more obvious than the monument. Although you wouldn't know it's the Pentagon because, it only looks like a pentagon from on top, right? It doesn't, overhead. From the sides, it just looks like a square building almost. It looks like just a flat building. But that'll be really far away. See, DC line, 12 miles, 13 minutes. We're pretty much going that far. If I took the metro into Washington, D.C., which I live on a metro stop, if I did do that, I don't live at the metro, by the way. I live in an apartment at the metro. But if I did that, if I grabbed the metro and went in, then, I would have to, it would be really hard because I don't know when the next metro train is going to come, right? I could go into the city, but then they're like, hey, we need you back within 15 for an emergency or something like that. And I'm like, next train might not even be for 15 minutes, and that's if I'm right on a metro stop. Washington, D.C. is a lot different than other cities like New York. For instance, New York, you could hop the subway to get, any part of New York you want. You just have to jump trains. The metro is not really the same. The Washington, D.C. Metro, WMATA, it's really good at getting people into the city, but then from there, if you want to go to a specific part of the city, like the National Gallery or anything like that, you kind of have to walk. I would say the best way to get, and I'm very new to DC, so I'm sure someone from DC watching this is going to yell at me, but the best way to get to the Washington Monument, in my opinion, would be to take a metro to either Federal Triangle or Smithsonian and then walk from there. And someone's probably yelling right now, no, take the metro to here, and I haven't learned that yet. I want to get into the city later. Maybe I'll drive through the city at some point so you guys can come with me through the city. But for now, anyways, I'm going to be making these YouTube videos. I've already pretend I'm a YouTuber while I drive, even though there's nothing recording. But now something is recording, so, this is just natural for me just to talk and, while I drive. And might as well record it and upload so you guys can at least, get a daily life with me. If more than anything, I can turn my channel into a vlogging channel. You guys get to see all the times. Last week alone, so I've been living on my own for 2-3 weeks now. Last week alone, I found myself in DC twice on accident. I was not trying to get into the city. One time, a guy cut me off and then wouldn't let me get back over, so I was forced on the 395, into the city. And so I was just, in front of the Capitol at one point, and I was like, what? I was like, this is not where I want to be. And then the other time, I was trying to avoid the tolls on 66. This is the highway that leads into DC. It's Interstate 66. Not to be confused with Route 66 that goes across the United States, continental United States. Interstate 66 is an interstate. It's literally inside of Virginia. It starts at DC, the border of DC and Virginia, and then it ends in, northwestern Virginia. Not West Virginia, just northwestern Virginia. So we still have about 6 miles. Actually, no, we have 9 miles to talk. So let's see what all we can talk about. what do I do for a living is a question that people like to ask. For the legality of my company and the legality of the government agency I work for, I'm not going to tell you guys who I work for, what I do, or any of my work life at all. Just understand I have a job and it pays a salary, and that's all you really need to know. You don't need to know who I work for, what I work for. It's not anything secretive, but it is public trust, and because of that, I don't want to get into what I do. So obviously you guys know I live in Washington, D.C. That's no secret. It's always been known from my Twitch channel, or even possibly you could dig it up somewhere on YouTube, that I live near Washington, D.C. For the longest times it was, oh god, that's a car right there. Yep, I almost messed up there, and then I saw the car at the last second. Yeah, don't know what else to say. Sorry about that, ma'am. I almost hit you, but then I saw you, don't worry. You weren't in my mirror. I don't know why. Okay, back to that. So anyways, it's never been an issue. I've always lived near DC. I actually never lived in DC. I'm practically living in DC now. I'm not, without saying what city I live in, my city borders DC. So make that of what you will. I'm sure you can take some of these road signs and backtrace and figure out where I am. I mean, I already told you I'm on Interstate 66. I'm just not going to name any of the actual cities themselves because, you know, everyone knows where DC is. Like, I know where Austin, Texas is, right? But there might be a city right next to Austin, Texas named, I don't know, Crown City. I literally am just making shit up right now. And Crown City, you know, might not be as big as Austin, Texas, but it borders Austin, Texas. You know, I don't know. I don't know anything about the area of Austin, Texas. But that's just, for example, like, same deal here. Like, everyone knows where DC is, but you might not know the cities that border DC. And then at that point, it could get a little, like, toasty. And, like, I don't want, you know, not to say that I'm a really big time thing, but, you know, I know people enjoy watching videos like this where somebody just talks while driving. It's like an ease of comfort, right? You watch someone who's really good at driving, you know, safely drive, minus earlier, we'll probably cut that part out. Anyways, it's very comforting watching someone drive who's like pretty decent at driving and then holds some sort of topic or conversation to talk about. I don't know why people just sort of like it. It's just, it's, you know, reassuring almost, like, you know, kind of nice, reassuring. What's going on here? Okay, we're fine. And anyway, so people who like these videos, and in the event that these videos end up taking, like, you know, I know some of my videos in the past have had thousands of views, up to over 100,000 views on one of my videos. And because of that, if like these videos get the same type of, you know, effect and people really enjoy it, I'm afraid that, you know, people are gonna figure out where I live and start showing up at like the lobby of my apartment and be like, oh man, that's the guy who records videos and drives a car. I'm gonna be like, yeah, go home, come on, dude. Anyways, I think that's pretty much all I got for this first video. I still have like 6 miles, so I want to wrap things up because I don't know, but I do want to show you guys, like, when I get off, we'll see DC. I'll show you guys that much at the very least. I don't know how much of this videoing gets to the end stage because I'm going to end up editing out a lot of just like random babbling. Even this part here could get edited out. I don't know, yeah. So I don't know if you guys can see it. I'll try to point an arrow to it while I'm editing. But to the left is Washington D.C. and we'll see the Pentagon and the monument in a few seconds. I'll show you guys. I told you guys I'd show you it. I'm no liar. I hold to my truths. Usually I get in the right lane here because this lane will end off in like 3 miles, but I'm gonna stay in it so that way you guys can get to see as much of DC as possible. It is really the best city in the world, to be honest. Everyone says New York's the best city. That's just not true. New York's the city that never sleeps, and personally, that sounds terrible. And DC's the city that changes the world, and that sounds way better than not sleeping. So, you can suck it, New York. Got a lot of angry New Yorkers. If you notice to the right now, it's the cemetery where they bury our fallen soldiers. Thank you for their service. This dude that just sped up on the right thought he was going to pass me while I'm pacing at the same speed that I've been going for the last minute. Alright. So anyways, that's the National Cemetery. It was to our right. Now to our right is a bunch of walls and stuff. This guy's driving really fast in a Dodger. He must have a big wee-wee. Oh, National Cemetery still right. It's a big cemetery. So, you know, it is there. Anyways, coming up on my left, you guys will be your left as well. We will see DC, and I again will try to point to the monument and zoom in a little bit so you guys can see it and be like, oh, that's so cool. This guy's living the dream. And the answer is no, I'm not really living the dream. Oh, to the right's the Pentagon. That's the Pentagon right there. Okay, that is the Pentagon. I am dash cam. Oh, you guys can't see the monument. Nope, it's way to my left. Next time I go out, I'll make sure to start recording before I get onto the highway. That way you guys can see, you'll see the monument. Alright, sorry, I got your guys' hopes up high. You were all like, oh, cool, we get to see the monument. And then, nope. But there's a plane taking off. Guess which airport that is? Leave your comment section answer in the comment section to the right. Oh, wait, this isn't 2005. Silly me. For anyone who gets that, when YouTube first started, alright, DC car, get in front of me. When YouTube first started, the comment section used to be on the right side of the videos, and obviously it's on the bottom now. But like, if you watch a very, very old video, you'll hear them say, leave your comments on the comment section to the right. It's just a little joke. Alright, yeah, this is the city I live in. And we're hitting the city now. There's always construction. That car is from Maryland. So I'm not even getting out of this lane. It says yield. I don't have to because I'm not getting out of this lane. Because I'm getting right off. Hopping right off right away. This is like the main road, that main highway that like passes through this city. Goes down to Southern Virginia. Are these tourists? They're heckin' tourists. I'm not used to having tourists in my city. Well, I don't know why they're touring this city. This city's like so boring. This has got to be the most boring city to actually tour. And that guy just turned through red. No turn on red. It is between 7 a.m. 7 p.m. on a Monday through Friday. Anyways, guys, I'm going to wrap up the video here because I don't want to show you guys me entering my apartment complex. So that way you guys have no clue where I live. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And I'll try to make more videos every time I go out and drive anywhere. I will make a video.